Yeah. Once again, it's on. Back at you one more again, Real Ken's TV and the House Light Kitchen Sinks. Before I get into today's video, y'all jump in the comment section. Let me know where you're chiming in from. I'm in Lexington, Kentucky. Let me know your city, your state, your hood, your set, whatever it may be that you're representing. Let it be known. Been getting a whole lot of emails lately. Whatever reason, financial questions. People been asking me financial questions a whole lot lately. Ken's, hit me up. Real Ken's TV at Yahoo. Real Ken's TV at Yahoo. Or 859-551-5122. 859-551-5122. Ken's, have a situation. We left a whole lot of money or what have you. And it was an inheritance. At this point, we have about $87,000 left, and we don't want to squander through that money. What would you suggest? First of all, I'm not a financial guru. I'm not an expert by any stretch of the imagination. My crimes were financial crimes. I did have a significant amount of money at a young age or what have you, as far as street money, but I can only give my perspective as far as what I would do. So, $87,000 says the money's just sitting in the bank. They want the money to actually make money for them, if that makes any sense. It makes plenty of sense. $87,000 is just sitting there. It's not really drawing much interest in the bank. Let me give you all a little backstory, as far as me. I was a young age, for you all that don't know. At a young age, I was 22, probably 23 years old. And I came across, I was sitting on about $80,000. Now, $80,000 at this particular time was like a lot of money. No, it wasn't rich or anything like that. I was more so, street rich, hood rich or whatever. You're talking about early 2000s or whatever. So, had about 80,000, and it was just all my money. I didn't really know what to do with it. I was buying jewelry, I was gambling, I was and that's where it came from. Money that I won at the casino. I had gotten on a little streak, and right within a matter of 2 to 3 weeks, I had accumulated $80,000. Buying Jordans, buying clothes, things like that, but I wasn't investing that money the right way, the things that I should have been doing. You give me that same $87,000 or $80,000 right now. This is what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna put myself in your situation. I'm gonna take some of it. I'm gonna invest in some. I'm gonna jump in the stock market. I'm gonna definitely jump in the stock market. I'm gonna educate myself as much as I can about the stock market. I'm gonna get some crypto. Once again, I'm gonna educate myself about that just as well, because investments. When you invest money, it's very, very difficult to do a quick flip. We live in a microwave world, so we want it right back, and we want it right back right now. Okay, I'm gonna invest this money. When am I gonna get my money back? Oftentimes, to get a return on your investment, it takes years to get your money back that you initially invested. A lot of people will say, well, if you got $87,000, you go find you a house to flip. Easier said than done. And this is just my opinion. Well, Kens, you could always go get a house that's been foreclosed on, and while they do have houses that you can probably buy $25,000, $30,000, $35,000, maybe less. I'm not saying that you can't. There's a whole lot of heavy hitters, big wigs, that's in that real estate game. And they got a lot of money. And they got great relationships with the bank. Probably have open checkbooks to where they can just write any sort of checks that any amount that they want to write, and they're going to be good. It's going to be covered by the bank. So for you to find one of those houses out there, I would assume that would be somewhat difficult. By chance, if you did find a house for $28,000, I would recommend that you really, really have people on your side, on your team, that know exactly what they're doing. Now, if you get a house for $28,000 and you end up, putting in $25,000, $30,000 in the house, so now you got about $60,000 in the house, and you decide you want to flip it, depending on what the fair market value is in that neighborhood, you may be able to flip the house and sell it for $100, $110, $120. Once again, easier said than done. Or you may just want to get the residual income and just charge rent, $1,200, $1,300 a month. Sometimes $1,500, just depends on the neighborhood that you live in, and get your money back slowly over time. Just depends, like I said, what you want to do. But by chance, if you're not able to find a house like that, me personally, I would take about $45,000. Say about $45,000. I'd buy 2 cars, brand new cars, and I'll throw them on Turo. And if they're not brand new, they would maybe a year, 2 years old at the most. But let's just say you go with the brand new cars. Most people don't like to buy brand new cars. I understand cars depreciate, but these are not cars that you're personally going to be using for yourself. See, I think that we live in a world now to where people make money by essentially renting out the things that they own. Think about it. People rent private jets. May not be able to afford a private jet, but they can afford to rent someone's jet. People rent houses, Airbnbs, regular rentals every month. People rent cars, Turo, car rental places. So things that you have, you can essentially extend out for a certain amount of money to other individuals that are willing to pay. So again, I'm only basing this on what I would do. This was a question that was posed to me in my email. Take about $45,000, 2 brand new cars, close to brand new, and I throw them on Turo. Educate yourself with Turo, learn exactly how it works. Turo says that on average the cars are rented out 21 days a month. Not sure exactly how accurate that is, but let's just say 15 days a month. If you could keep those vehicles on Turo rented out at 15 days a month, we're going to break the math down right here. Cash App is in the corner, man. An average of $70 is your profit per day per car, because there's all sort of ways that you can get paid off of Turo. They charge by the mile, or you're allotted so many miles, and if you go over the mileage, or there's different fees that are associated. So let's just say at the end of the day, $70 is your profit per day per car. It's $140 per day. Not a lot of money. You take that $140. Your car is being rented out 15 days out of the month. We're not even going to go with the 21 days as standard. We're going to say 15 days. So you got $140 a day at 15 days a month. So you're looking at what? 14. You're looking at about $2,100 per month that those two vehicles are going to generate. And they're brand new vehicles, so you're not really having to do much maintenance and upkeep. Yeah, you're gonna have to, change the oil, or an occasional tire or something like that may blow out. But again, these are brand new vehicles. But you have insurance. And they have something that's called fleet insurance. I'm not sure how many vehicles you have to become eligible to have the fleet insurance. It's just basically you have a bunch of vehicles that need to be insured, and so you're gonna get a discounted rate. At that point, or at this point with only 2 cars, I'm not sure if you'd qualify for that. So let's just say right now you don't. You'll pay a few $100 a month for insurance, both vehicles, full coverage. A couple $100 for oil changes, little, things that you're gonna have to do throughout the month. That's gonna leave you with, about $1,600 a month roughly. About $1,600 a month is what that's going to leave you with. And let's redo the math again. You got $140 a day. You got $140 a day over the course of 15 days throughout the month in which the car is being rented out. $2,100 a month. Minus the maintenance, oil changes, insurance. It's going to leave you about $1,600. So yeah, the math was just right. $1,600 a month. 2 vehicles. $1,600 a month over the course of a year equals about 19 grand. You spent $45,000 and you brought in $19,000 of that $45,000 that you initially spent. It's almost 50%. I don't know too many other places where you can go to where you're gonna get a return on your investment of nearly 50% in the first year. That's just at 15 days a month. Imagine if you're renting your vehicle out 21 days a month. Totally different ball game. Let's just say 20 days a month. $140 a day. 20 days a month. It's $2,800 a month. $2,800 a month. Let's just say $3,000. No, we'll keep it at 28. Let's just keep it simple. $2,800 a month. Costing you $500 a month to maintain the vehicles. It's $2,300 per month that you're bringing in, and you're not even having to spend for advertising. You're not even having to do anything. Yeah, Turo, they're getting their cut or whatever, but this is just all money that's just coming in because people are utilizing your vehicles that you have no payments. You're not making any payments. They're owned. The title's yours. $2,300 a month over the course of a year. What is that? Almost $28,000 a year, roughly. It's almost $28,000 for the first year. You invested $45,000 for the 2 cars. You've already gotten $28,000 back. Now you take that $28,000, go buy you another vehicle. Buy you another vehicle. Now you got 3 cars on the road. Do the same thing all year long. It's the second year for the first 2 cars, so there's going to be a couple of things that start to go wrong, but remember, you got these cars brand new, so it's not going to be anything significant. End of that second year, man, or starting the second year rather, you have 3 vehicles on the road. You do that for 6 months, and you got enough money to go buy you 2 more vehicles. And you got 5 vehicles at the end of 2 years. 5 vehicles at the end of 2 years in which you own all of the vehicles. Yeah, you still haven't gotten your money back for the last 2 vehicles, but for the first 3 vehicles, you've gotten all of your money back. Each vehicle is bringing you, what did we say, $2,300 a month? As long as they're being rented out for 21 days. Per month. Each vehicle is bringing you roughly $2,300 a month. That's after you pay your insurance and pay everything. Wow. Imagine the money that you're bringing in. It's over 10 G's a month, 11,000 a month. Over 100, well over 100,000 per year. See, you come with a plan. 5-year plan, 10-year plan. Those plans are definitely necessary. Every 6 months, it'll get to the point to where every 3 or 4 months, you're bringing in so much money, you're taking that money, you're buying more vehicles. Yeah, you're gonna keep some over here in the pot, in the bank account or whatever for, if something goes wrong or whatever. But for the most part, you're flipping that money. You're not allowing that money to just sit in the bank. For what? To draw 2%, 1.5%, 2.5%. You're taking that money and you continuously flipping, buying vehicles. You'll look up and after 5 years, you own 25, 30 vehicles. $30,000, $40,000 a month that you bring it in. I understand that times are always changing. I understand that you have to stay ahead of the curve in life and be ready for the next wave or the next new thing that comes along. Eventually, you want to get to the point to where you cut the middleman out. You cut Turo all the way off, and you can rent these cars out. Essentially, if you chose to go that route, essentially you'd be like your own car rental place or business. Once you get to the point to where you're able to cut Turo out, if you decide to go that route. Can you imagine that? 30, 40 cars that you own in a span of 5 years. You're bringing 30, 40,000 a month in. People are literally just renting your vehicles out. Because eventually you want to upgrade to larger vehicles. You want to get your 8-passenger vans or 12-passenger vans. You might get to the point to where you have Sprinters. You got your SUVs. A lot of times people are seeking bigger, vehicles other than compact cars. Now you can take that money that you bring it in from your cars and you can divvy off into other, put more money into your stocks, which money market accounts, mutual funds. And you can divvy off into real estate because now you have a little bit more money or a lot more money in which you can somewhat play with, for lack of better terms, invest. But I would just recommend that you really, really do your research, learn the game, learn any and everything that you can possibly learn about Turo, about, renting out vehicles, buying homes, flipping houses. It's great if you know how to do some things on your own. Definitely keep people around you that you trust and that are knowledgeable about the things that you're trying to do. People, as I mentioned earlier, they're always looking to go online and obtain or rent from someone else. Rather it's materialistic things, such as a vehicle, such as a house, or a service. So if I already have the means to buy these things and purchase these things, why would I just do it just to have? Why would I go and buy 2 cars just to say that I have 2 cars? You can only drive 1 car at a time, especially a brand new car. Why go buy a brand new car? But if I'm gonna have it on the road as much as I plan to have it on the road, I would recommend to buy a new car if you have the means to do so. And again, I'm no expert. This is just my opinion, and this is just me answering the question of an individual. I wish I had his name. I don't have it right off the top of my head. An individual that asked me a question. $87,000 is just sitting in the bank. He wants his money to make money for him, but he doesn't want to do anything that's going to be too high risk. Anything that you do, anytime you invest something, is going to be a risk. There's nothing that's guaranteed. But I feel as though Airbnbs, which is houses that you own, or apartments, or whatever the case may be, and Turo, cars, vehicles, people don't want to take their cars on the road. Every time, I'm gonna give you a perfect example. When we were going to Florida, and it was very difficult to find a vehicle. And the vehicles that we did find, they were smaller vehicles, mid-sized vehicles or whatever. It was hard to find an SUV. It was for 4th of July weekend. That's when it was. It was hard to find an SUV. Yeah, they had them. But the price was way, way higher to get an SUV for 5 days. And so you want to have a mixture. You want to get to the point to where you can get those bigger vehicles. But you start small and you build your way up. During the course of all of this, of course, you're a business. Don't mix your personal credit with your business credit. Get you an EIN, get your LLC, if that's what you're going to file, your business under LLC. And you want to establish a totally different credit file from your regular credit file. You might already have bad credit. That don't mean your business credit is going to be bad. You might have great credit. That don't mean your business credit is going to be great. Now, hold on, Kens. Hold on. Now I'm confused. So you mean to tell me that if I have bad credit over here, I can get good credit over here on my business? Well, it don't just work just like that, but you can establish good credit. You got your EIN number. You got your, which is a, tax number. You got your LLC. You got all the things that prove that you're a legitimate business. If you don't have an actual brick and mortar location, which initially you won't. You got a business line. You're going to have a website. You're just going to appear. You're going, not necessarily appear, you're going to be an actual business. You want to get registered through the Better Business Bureau. And you take that information and you start to establish business credit. See, business credit is established different from personal credit. Personal credit, you got 3 credit bureaus that you deal with. Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. Those are the 3 reporting agencies that, a lot of the companies use. A lot of them only use 2, some 1, depending on whatever company that you're trying to establish credit with. Well, once you have that information that I told you, as far as your EIN number and your LLC, you want to go to a company, and the Cash App is up, because this is information that people are going to not just give you for free, man. I just want to see people win, and, I just like to see people win, and a lot of people are not knowledgeable about this information. You register through a company called Duns & Bradstreet. If you're a legitimate business, have your company registered through Duns & Bradstreet. Essentially what that does is it creates a totally different credit file from your personal. Again, you never want the 2 to mix. For instance, most businesses don't make it. I'm not trying to deter anybody, but a lot of businesses don't make it. In the event that it doesn't make it, and you've taken, all of your resources and the credit from your personal, credit file, and you put it over here in your business, and your business fails, guess what? That business fails, you still owe this money over here. They don't care nothing about your business, didn't make it, and you tried, but okay, we understand, but we need this money. That American Express card you got, at 15, 20,000 you charge this month, we run that, we need that. Certain cases is way more than that. That's just an example. But once you get your Duns & Bradstreet account established, and you start to get different accounts set up, vendors set up, that's willing to extend you small credit. It's small credit. It's like invoices. Okay, it might be something small like $100. Okay, we're gonna give you you'll have 30 days to pay it off, 60 days to pay it off. But there's certain vendors that you have to go through. Can't just use any vendor. Always use a vendor that's gonna report to Duns & Bradstreet. And you make these payments, and you paying these items off that you've purchased from these vendors. You get a score, payback score. After a few months, it starts small. You're gonna get a small card, maybe a Walmart card, a gas card, the cards that are not as difficult to get. Continue to do what you're doing. Another 3 or 4 months, you get a larger card. Another 3 or 4 months, now you're getting funding through the bank, as far as an actual credit card through the bank, and it's all under your business EIN number. Has nothing to do with your personal credit. They have something that's called a personal guarantor. Now, I've basically already touched upon that. A personal guarantor is, okay, I'm a co-sign. I'm going to take my credit, my personal credit, got an 800 credit score, 780 credit score. I don't, but I'm just simply saying. And I'm a co-sign for my business. Basically, you're just using the things from your personal credit and you're moving it over to the things that your business requires. That's being a personal guarantor. So it's in your business name, but it's also, you're responsible if it don't go well, if it don't pan out. We coming for you, brother. What you gonna do, brother? We're coming for you. You don't want to do a personal guarantor. Keep the two separate. Personal credit, business credit. EIN number, LLC. Your business established to where it appears to be a legitimate business. It will be a legitimate business. Website, because you're going to need all of these things once you go to the bank for funding. May not initially need these things, but a bank wants to see a location. There's ways around that. They want to the Google lines and all that stuff. No, it's not going to work. It's not going to work. Actual live individual answering the phone. There's ways around that. Legal ways around it. Professional emails. I want to see at Hotmail, at Gmail, at Yahoo. No, that's not a business email. Once you get these things lined up, you already have a business bank account. They want to see money that's flowing through the account every month. Some call it capital. I call it money. Money's money. You're able to show, okay, my business is making money. So when you're applying for that line of credit or that credit card, 15, 20, 30,000, probably more than that, because business credit will always be more than, in most cases, than personal credit as far as the amount that they're willing to extend. So you're trying to get that, $60,000, $70,000 dollar line of credit. Everything has to be legitimate. T's crossed, I's dotted. Business credit's where it's at. I've often heard people that have established business credit, they just pretty much put everything in their business name. They don't even really too much worry about their personal credit at this point, or at that point. Credit union may give you, let's just say, and credit unions, in my opinion, are better to deal with. Larger banks, your Chases, Wells Fargo, and Bank of America's. There's so many different people that they deal with. They can extend credit to. Remember, the banks want to extend you credit. They want to loan you money, but it just has to be an individual that they know is worthy of paying that money back. They make money, obviously, on the interest. So they want to extend credit to you. These credit unions are in smaller banks, a lot easier to deal with, a lot more personable. You can go in and actually speak to somebody, and they get to know you on a first name basis, and so it's always, and again, this is just my opinion, easier to deal with smaller banks, credit unions preferably, both. While they may extend you $5,000 and you have to have great credit just to get a $5,000 credit card or a line of credit over here on your personal credit, they look at your business credit. Duns & Bradstreet been reporting you for 2 years. Everything, your Paydex score, everything is everything. You got great credit over here. They may extend you $50,000, $25,000, $30,000, opposed to the $5,000 that they're going to give you over here. It's very, very important to just educate yourself on business credit just as well. Educate yourself on any business that you're thinking about, or even remotely thinking about. becoming involved in, understand that everything is a risk. Everything that you do is a risk. I've seen people lose plenty of money trying to flip houses. Some people quit, just took the loss. Some people continue to get better at it and learn and eventually got better, and they're doing fairly well now. Situation like Turo, you would think, okay, I'm gonna rent my car out 15 days a month, 20 days a month. But when you initially get started, your car may only rent 8, 9 days a month, 10 days a month, 7 days a month. That's the significance of not having that payment, because you don't have anything to worry about. Okay, if you got a payment now, it's like, man, $500 a piece on each car. That's $1,000 a month. My car only rented out for 8 days this month. Even at 8 days, 8 days a piece, $70 a day. That's still gonna cover your car payment, but you're gonna have to come out of your pocket on the insurance, and you may have to come out of your pocket a little bit initially. You just never know. Hope for the best, prepare for the worst. But you definitely educate yourself in how to get better and get better and get better. And understand that it takes a while for you to just get your investment back. But I really think that this Turo thing, that's the route that I would go. There's not a lot of overhead. Not a lot of marketing dollars that's needed. Turo's the best way to go, in my opinion. Hopefully that helped you out. Real Kens TV. Hopefully you all enjoyed the video. It was informative to you. Subscribe to the channel if you're not already subscribed. Make sure y'all hit that post notifications, a little bell right there. It lets you know that anytime I'm online, I give you this action and this heat. You're amongst the first to receive. And definitely share this video. People need to see this. People need to learn this and understand this, man. They want to keep us poor, man. Education, man. Education and educating yourself. Educating yourself is the quickest way to get out the mud. Real Kens TV.